Hello? Is it just me? I think it's just me. Yay! Can anybody hear Philippe? Nope. Just me. It's going to be my show today, everybody. Welcome to the James Show. I don't know what's going on with young Phil. He lost it. Who's out there in internet land right now? While young Phil fixes his sound. I can hold on. I hope is it me? I'm all plugged in. Let me check my audio. Yeah. I can hear me. Can you hear you? Can you hear me? You, me, you, me?
I can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Sweet.
What happened?
It seems like the audio defaulted to my game server again, weirdly enough. I don't know.
Oh, the gaming getting in the way.
You know what? Shut your mouth. You don't speak to me like that, all right?
Apparently not. Hot button issues.
All right. Well,
Like it was going to Discord. Is that what you're saying, or something?
that's exactly what happened. No,
See?
when I logged in, I went to my audio settings and it said that it was trying to pull audio from my game thing and not from the thing. But what's funny is like the output server was still on the
Discord.
no on the mixer.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
times. Well, we're here.
hmm
Double A is in the chat.
Yeah, the best at what I do, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely not, but yeah.
We're getting
All right.
criticism from Double A in the chat.
Mhm.
The guy who spoke through the wrong side of his microphone for 6 months. So you're
Oh,
learning you're
win.
learning from the best.
That is a win on
Young
every
Double
level
A.
right there.
You're learning from the best.
Oh God. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you are now watching Distance Nerding.
He's young Phil.
And he's the Jamez 5000.
And we're here to nerd together. Or by myself, either one. But
Yeah.
either way, we're talking about anything pop culture, movies, food, music, wrestling, gaming, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta find us on all of the social media platforms that exist. I'm talking your YouTubes, your Twitters, your Twitches, your Instagrams, your TikToks, of course, Facebook gaming, all over that.
I like it.
My
I
man
like it.
Jester G Man, what's up? Jester G Man in the building tonight.
Everybody in the chat.
Yeah,
I like
everybody
it.
in the chat room chatting.
Jester G, it's been a minute. How are you, sir? I hope you're working on a new episode of Setting the Stage podcast right now.
Yeah, we're kind of missing it, especially with all the craziness happening in the wrestling world right now.
Right.
Yeah. Did you hear the announcement today? There's like some small promotion in New England that they're doing the first Hardy reunion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're the Hardy Bros, the Hardy Boys are going to do a tag match, but they haven't announced who they're fighting, who they're wrestling.
Like, doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
It's
As
just
long as you get the
yeah,
Hardy Boys back together.
yeah, which is a trip because again, it's the Hardy Boys wrestling in a small promotion. It's not AEW, it's not WWE, and it's mostly because of the whole situation with Jeff. And also in that announcement, like Matt, I guess he went live on Twitch and was talking about like some of the circumstances around Jeff's like firing from WWE and kind of like what WWE announced it as versus like the truth behind it.
Yeah, that's all. That's a tough one. it's honestly a tough one because there's no so sorry about wrestling. Jeff Hardy, big time wrestler, all through the early 2000s, one of the biggest names in all of wrestling.
Right.
But he was working at a house show, I mean non televised. It's hard to combat that you walked out of a match.
Um, the part of it was that like it was there was a lot going on, and like he had heard before the match that they were going to make an announcement that they were going to fire him anyways, and he just said, all right, well, before you guys fire me, I'm walking out.
That doesn't even matter. You walked out of a match. You walked out on the fans. Like, I love Jeff Hardy. He's one of my favorites. But you walked out on the match. You walked out on your peers, and you walked out on the fans
Right.
that are paying to see you. So, I mean, there maybe was an excuse, but either way, it's like you set yourself up to fail. Kind of like Gina Carano. Like, you know what you do gets you in trouble. So, but you're gonna keep doing it. So, suffer the consequences.
Right. Now, Jester also brought up in the chat, what about the Walter name change? It seems to be a hot story right now. I just read that right before this, and this is news that's not even on our news list, but I mean,
No,
like,
we're not.
it's just stuff that is just coming up in the chat already, and we might as well
Mhm.
talk about it. But the whole situation with the Walter name change, and like they changed Walter's name to Gunther. And
I like,
originally,
ice cream. Gunther ice cream. I'm down with that.
here's the problem. Originally, his name was Gunther Stark. That sounds cool, right?
Sure.
Gunther Stark was a World War II U-boat captain for the Nazis.
Oh, well, who cares? Moving on.
So a lot of people, there was a lot of backlash on that, and then they just changed it to, they shortened it to just Gunther.
Ah, got it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really, honestly, about the whole name change thing. I get why people are upset, but like for me as a fan, I don't really care. Like, if you can perform, if you can be amazing, that's great. But like,
I don't know, because it almost feels like what WWE is gonna do is they're gonna. I mean, there's signs that he's going to the main roster, even though he said he would never go to the main roster. There are signs. The fact that he moved to Florida and he is now on NXT on the brand change. There's like almost like proof that there's going to be a push to put him on the main roster at some point, right?
right.
And where a lot of people are saying like the name change is proof that there's a problem, is you look at people in the past who have had name changes that are, you know, where their entire characters changed. Karrion Kross is a good example. Bearcat, you know, is another big example, right? Where when they went to the main roster, they changed their names, and then they just got dropped. They got name changes, they got character changes, things that people didn't like, and people are worried that that's what's going to happen with Walter. It's more a worry of this is what we've seen WWE do in the past, and they don't want them to do the same thing to Walter, as good as his character is.
Like, for some reason, like bury him for something. Like,
Well, but I mean,
in a
like,
weird way.
But
anyway,
it's the WWE not intentional bury. Like, they're not trying to bury them. They're trying to give them a more palatable character.
yeah,
Like they're trying to give them a more palatable character, but they're just failing at it. So you could be
exactly.
I can be wrong, but I think
But
Gunther Stark was a
I don't know.
U-boat captain that sank the civilian passenger liner SS Athena.
Look at him with the knowledge. I mean, since we're talking wrestling, what I really want to know is what the doctor thinks about all this wrestling news.
Given that the doctor
going
is
on.
into wrestling, so I definitely want to know what the doctor weighs in on this.
We need to get Double A off the chat, put the doctor in, like hot tag, the doctor's in, and we need to talk some wrestling. Right?
Double A, what I need you to do right now is hop in on the stream and then get the doctor on camera so that she can weigh in on our wrestling ridiculousness. Jester G Man also saying Walter, aka Gunther, and Raquel Gonzalez are probably next to go to the main roster from what I can see. And I agree with that. Like, just from the push that I've been seeing, it seems like, you know, they're pushing for Gunther to go up. I can't get used to saying Gunther, but to get Gunther to go main roster, because they've already moved him to NXT and he's moved to the United States, even though he said he's not going to be on any US promotions. But I mean, he is now. So
Right.
Mhm.
Anyways, we can go on about wrestling. Like Cody's a free agent right now. What? That's weird. So
Cody's not. I think that's more of a play.
I know, I know.
Yeah, I think that's more of him pushing a promotion.
Yeah,
Because I mean, he's not going to leave the promotion he started.
exactly. And he's the like vice president of or whatever.
Exactly.
But how fun would that be? Like maybe you're number 19 in the Royal Rumble and you last about 2 minutes, but who cares? How funny would that be?
It'd be a trip to see him in the Royal Rumble. Well, I mean, I'm sure we're going to see Walter in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to be. I mean, hey, Mickey James is part of Impact and NWA,
Yeah,
and she's going to be in the Royal Rumble. So stranger things have happened.
it's true.
Are we ready for some download?
Yeah, I think it's time.
For the download.
Don't forget, check out the Distance Nerdington post on Facebook. It's a Facebook group for all the trailers and reactions and all the memes. Anything you're nerding out on, just let us know what's going on in the Distance Nerdington post.
Yeah, just anything that you are into. Now we also have a couple polls on there. Specifically, my boy Tyler next door. I put up a poll for him because he's planning on doing a build. So far, Vader's catching all the traction. I had a poll up specifically. Actually, I should probably check that because I'm going to close that one tonight. But I had a poll specifically for what I should be building on Monday. And
Nice.
last time I checked, it was the Sith art piece, and it was Darth Maul because we had 3 choices for that one.
Ah, nice.
And it looks like Darth Maul did win, so I am going to close that one. It's funny. Darth Maul came in number 1. Darth Vader came in at number 2, and then the San Francisco architecture piece came in at number 3.
Interesting.
So
Very
yeah,
cool.
so I'm starting this Monday. I'm going to do the Sith art piece, and we're going to do Darth Maul. Which is funny because that's the one that I voted for, and it's still and that one ended up winning. So
Very good. Very good.
and then the last poll that we have on here, I think I remember putting a third one in here. Oh, was the TikTok stuff, and actually I am going to be doing all of the music that you guys have on there, that everybody voted for, and I'm going to do each one based on where they ranked. And the number 1 ranking one, I don't know if you saw it, James.
Mm-hmm.
Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. Number 3 is Walk This Way by Aerosmith. Number 4 is Careless Whisper by my man George Michael. Hey Mickey. So hey Mickey, you're so fine. Okay. I'm gonna do Thunderstruck, Salt and Pepper, Push It, Brass Monkey, and then Back in Black. Those are the things that everybody voted for that they wanted to hear Mickey sing on TikTok. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
You got your work cut out for you.
Oh, it's going to be fun, man. I think we're going to have a blast doing it.
Very cool. By the way, in the Facebook group, the Distance Nerdington post, a few of us have been talking about like Book of Boba. It's getting interesting. We can talk more about that later. But a few of us have been talking about DC Injustice, which just came to HBO Max.
Yeah, I just finished watching that right before this stream.
Initial thoughts, real quick.
It's good. Without giving any spoilers away, but also putting it in a position where it's going to make everybody look at all the other media. This very much fills in a lot of gaps from the game storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So in the game storyline, you start with a scene where there's an interaction between Superman and the Joker. I'm just going to leave it at that for people who haven't seen it, right? Which happens in the movie. But in the game, it skips from that to Superman's like an authoritarian in power.
Right.
Right. And what I liked about this movie is it kind of fills in all the gaps between those two scenes and shows you like kind of how Superman became what he became. And I
Right.
like that. I thought it was a good way to do the storyline because it wasn't just hey, let's get into this post-apocalyptic crazy storyline with Superman. It was, here's a part of the story that hasn't been told yet, and let's do this. Because even in the comics, they didn't tell that part of the story.
What I liked is that I've read the comics. I've seen the animatics or the cut scenes for the game. But this movie told a different story, even though it's the same title and it's all based around the same premise, but
Right.
it's still a different story. So it's like seeing another universe of DC. So everything felt fresh, even though I knew the premise behind it. But
Mhm.
like, who lived, who died, who was aligned with who. It was interesting. I dug it. I dug it a lot.
Again, without giving away any spoilers, I like their use of Mr. Terrific.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more properties have been using Mr. Terrific lately, and I like the way that they used him. And I love the use of Plastic Man. I thought that was great.
Yeah. I think they're gonna start using him a little bit more. The way they used him, like for the humor and whatnot, it
Mhm.
felt a little Deadpool-y.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
know?
Plastic Man is very much like that already. His
Yeah,
character is very
exactly.
snarky, very sarcastic, and a lot of it is because he is a borderline villain character.
Hmm.
Because he's primarily a hero, but he does have a background where he was like a thief and he was like, he considers himself a bad guy, and that's kind of part of his backstory. But
Right, right.
it's always funny because it's between him and Elongated Man, and they're both like basically the same character, just different personalities.
Exactly.
Because they have the same powers and everything.
All right, we teased some news. Let's get into the news.
Let's do it.
Okay. It's been rough the past couple weeks with some sad news. So, in sad news today, just kidding. I don't have that sad of news today. Nobody died.
It's kind of sad, but it's not somebody dying.
Yeah. So Netflix has announced a new series coming to the streamer entitled Murderville. Did you see this one?
I saw not the trailer, but I saw the announcement for it.
Right. So it's based on the BAFTA award-winning, BBC series Murder in Successville,
Mhm.
and it's a murder mystery series. I guess it's a rotating cast, but it's starring Will Arnett,
Right.
from like Arrested Development.
Mhm. And like
And
Batman fame and
yeah, that's true. That's
all
true.
the,
Yeah,
all
Batman
the
fan.
Reese's
Speaking of,
commercials and
yeah, exactly.
and the Master Builder Lego show.
Exactly. Oh, that's right. He did host that too. Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's supposed to be him like as a detective or something like that. But
Mhm.
then he has different stories or different murders like each episode, and it's just a rotating cast of stars like Ian Murphy from Schitt's Creek is going to be on, Conan O'Brien, Ken Jeong, Kumail Nanjiani, uh Marshawn Lynch is going to be in it. Sharon Stone.
Oh God, Annie Murphy. That's Alexis. Ew, David.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's gonna be in it, and it looks really funny. I think it's a little bit improved, if you will.
Oh, I love that.
Kind of like,
I love shows that have improv incorporated into them like that. They always tend to be funnier.
yeah, exactly. So I think it's kind of pulling from Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's a
Right.
premise, there's some beats, there's an outline, there's certain things that they have to hit, but then I think there's a little bit of improv in between. So it looks fun.
Right.
It looks fun.
It looks very fun.
The 6-episode procedural crime comedy premieres on Netflix February 3rd. That's the biggest thing to happen on
Wait,
February 3rd.
wait. February 3rd?
Hmm.
They're trying to take our days. They're
What?
taking me and Jenny's day.
Right?
Okay, that's not. I'm not okay with them taking our day.
Well, I mean, you can binge it the next day. That's what the 4th is all about. Binging the new Murderville show.
Damn you, Netflix.
You can still have the 3rd. Okay, in actual sad Netflix news,
Yeah.
Netflix announced that their monthly subscription is going up in the US and in Canada. Ouch. So the plans are going to get raised from like $1 to $2 more than what they are right now. So like the standard Netflix package is like $13.99 a month, and it's going to go to like $15.49 a month.
Yeah, this is starting to get really ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I guess they haven't increased prices for like 2 years. So back in like October of 2020. But I mean, think about it. Like they got to keep up with Disney Plus and HBO Max and bringing all this new content. And on top of that, it's like, oh, wait a second. We got to pay for The Rock. We got to pay for Gal Gadot.
Disney Plus only charges $7 now.
Hey, man. They own a lot of things. I don't know.
Yes.
I know. It's
It's
crazy.
like, every time they do this, it almost makes me want to like quit them, but I can't quit them. And whoa,
Hey, how'd I get
You
here?
can't quit.
whoa! What just happened? Who popped up on the screen? What is this? Sup, Phoenix?
What's happening?
I think she froze.
At least she's happy frozen.
Yeah. Oh,
My
wait,
back? My back?
There you
she's
go.
back. There we go. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good. We were talking Netflix.
My favorite topic.
Yeah, Netflix's price going up.
Oh,
No, not your favorite
that.
topic.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
No, nobody's happy with this. If anybody's happy with this, then you are a weird little person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it, honestly, why they're doing that. Again,
Well, like James said, they have to keep up with The Rock and Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds. Why?
So they spent $17 billion for like new content, original Netflix content, right? So they're pushing money, they're pushing content out there that's theirs,
Mhm.
right? And think about it this way. So that's 17 billion. That's a lot of money. Disney is spending 33 billion on original content.
And it
So, I
shows
mean-
because their original content is amazing.
Mhm.
but they own it. Like Netflix doesn't necessarily own it, right?
That's a good point. Like the IP, they don't technically own a lot of the IP. I think that's where they're heading, though, is to start owning some of this IP and make some of their own content that they own.
Well,
Like,
I was gonna say they also have like some of these really high profile franchises. You know, like
Mhm.
Knives Out is gonna be on Netflix. They just announced that they're gonna be doing more Red Notice. Like, I mean, you know, they're doing these high end things. So I mean, like, you know,
yeah, and plus things that are working, they got to put money behind it too. Like The Witcher. Like, okay, that's a hit. What do we got to do? You know, we got to pump more money into it. We're gonna do animated movies. We're gonna do prequels. We're gonna do all this and all that. So it's like they have to invest to keep their own IP going.
Right.
So yeah, I think the Ultra HD streaming is going from $17.99 to, I think it's the biggest jump, to $19.99 a month.
yeah, that's the one I pay for right now. Looks like I'm gonna be lowering my plan soon.
Right?
Yeah.
20 bucks a month.
I mean, if I get to see The Witcher get played out the way I think The Witcher should be played out, I mean, what's a little bit more in the end, long run, right?
By
Just to
watching
see,
The Witcher play out the way you want it to play out, you mean by the way the books play out, right? Because
yeah.
as you say, yeah.
Because I would be very disappointed to see The Witcher stay the way The Witcher. I love the first season, but I would hate to see The Witcher stay the way that they played the first season, where it was very low budget. They left out a lot of stuff because they couldn't, you know. But this season they were very true to the books, which I was really happy to see because they could. They, you know, updated the I have the best kids in the whole world. They get me Netflix. Yeah, I pay for her Netflix every month.
My parents. I pay for their
Yeah. I mean, that's what you have to do, right? It's part of the whole, yeah. So yeah, no, I'm really happy to see Netflix. And also Netflix tends to cancel seasons after 2 seasons because they don't really have anywhere to go, nowhere to move. And I noticed that they're not doing that as much.
Oh, you know what I finally started watching that now I'm like upset with Netflix about? I started watching Cowboy Bebop and I'm just like, are you serious? You guys canceled this?
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up to fail. You knew the show was canceled.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. Like I started watching because I was like, I have to at least watch it, right? And I
Right.
start watching it, and I'm like, why did you cancel this? Why? This is good.
Again, it could come down to money, and like that's an IP that they have to pay for outside of their own, like versus like creating their own stories. So I don't know. By the way, Ray says,
Make them go live.
"Hi, lady, f you guys." So he's saying hi to me.
Those guys.
He's saying
He's saying
f you guys. He's saying f you guys.
Yeah.
He's saying f you guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, yeah, Netflix moving up. Okay, let's Expelliarmus, the bad news of Netflix.
Yeah.
Expelliarmus.
All right.
Leviosa, Leviosa. Okay, go on. Trouble.
Harry Potter star Daniel Radcliffe is going to be in the weirdest role of his life, which is weird because he's been in some weird roles.
I was going to say he's been in Equus. I don't think that could ever be topped as the weirdest role of his life.
He played a literal Swiss Army knife.
I mean, yeah.
But that's not weird enough.
Yeah.
He'll be playing Weird Al Yankovic in an upcoming biopic for Roku. Look at Roku coming in strong.
Okay, I have to see, because I mean, like, Radcliffe has had a beard for a while now. So one, it's going to be seeing him barefaced again, but then barefaced with long curly hair.
I'm trying to picture it. When I read this, I was trying to picture it. I still can't picture it. Harry Potter singing. It's going to be weird.
I like it.
I'm sure he can sing. I'm sure he can sing fine. It's the type of songs he's going to be doing, but it's a biopic. So the idea being that he's actually going to be playing Weird Al and doing. I'm sure Weird Al is actually going to be on set and, like, you know, kind of like helping him with this, because I mean the dude is still relevant. So
yeah. So Weird Al is involved in the project. He's even co-wrote the script.
Oh God.
So I mean, sure, he'll be on set, and I'm sure he's going to be at Daniel Radcliffe's disposal.
Yeah.
Right.
Co-writing a movie about yourself is like giving yourself an award. That's just me.
It's like an autobiography.
Yeah.
But you're having somebody else act it out.
So weird. Okay.
So
no.
Go ahead.
I still don't think that'll be his weirdest role.
The biopic holds nothing back, exploring every facet of Yankovic's life, from his meteoric rise to fame with early hits like Eat It and Like a Surgeon, to his torrid celebrity love affairs and famously depraved lifestyle, which I kind of want to know about. That sounds kind of interesting.
Like his depraved lifestyle being, like, you know, specifically, you know, just the copious drugs and hookers that Weird Al Yankovic is known.
It could be. We'll find out in a little bit.
That's the only explanation for all of the songs that he's written over the years.
Right. So Weird, the Al Yankovic story, takes audiences on a truly unbelievable journey through Yankovic's life and career, from a gifted child prodigy to the greatest musical legend of all time.
I'll give him that.
Right?
That's yes.
And production is supposed to start next month.
Nice.
My Mr. Anakin guy. I love that one.
Craziness.
Just eat it.
Tinfoil.
Okay. Ziggy says there's a 72% chance that you're not gonna get this teaser for this next story. Got it? Yes? No?
I got it. I'm waiting.
There you go. NBC has given a pilot order for a reboot of Quantum Leap. I love this show.
Yes.
I'm on the fence on how they're gonna do this, because it can go one of two ways. It can go like kind of like along the lines of the original, or it can get super stupid campy.
Right.
Knowing that it's NBC, a lot of times they might make it like overly campy to try and like get a broader audience. And again, knowing NBC, it's going to get canceled after one season.
But again, this is taking their IP that they own and trying to do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Have you guys seen Quantum Leap, right?
Yeah.
The original series saw Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell kind of time jump. And the weird thing is he would jump into people's lives and he would have to like try to fix things
Right.
as somebody else way back in the day.
Which inspired actually a show that NBC also had, which was Time Travelers or something. I think it got canceled eventually, where they jumped into people's lives and fixed them, but they knew the outcome, and it was really kind of odd. I never really watched it. I mean, Take Two.
Yeah. So there's a pseudo premise of the new series. It has like a new team stepping
Mhm.
into the quantum leap accelerator like 30 years after what's his name, Beckett disappeared. And I forgot like he disappeared at the end of the end of the show,
Mhm.
the end of the running of the show. So I'm like, oh, so it's a continuation of Quantum Leap.
So they might find him in time or be looking for him.
Maybe, or it's going to be like, hey, we're not going to bring in Scott Bakula, and if ratings start to slip, all right, cue Scott Bakula, bring him in. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
let's get this going. Let's get some ratings. So
Isn't he still on NCIS?
I don't know what NCIS Roseville, NCIS Stockton. Oh, that's probably
Yeah. Boy.
More than likely, what's going to happen is they're going to say that he disappeared at the end of Quantum Leap
Mm-hmm.
and stayed in the timeline that is NCIS,
Oh, yeah.
and then they're
Ooh,
into
wow.
NCIS and say, "Hey, we're pulling you out of this."
How fun would that be? That'd be kind of cool. Wasn't he in Star Trek too?
Mm-hmm. Captain Archer.
There you go.
Yeah, NCIS New Orleans. He plays, I forget the character's name. I watch the
Nolans.
show so often too.
Nolans.
You know what show I don't watch? NCIS.
No, I have a friend who is actually NCIS and he's like, it's full of crap.
Yeah, I mean, all those police procedural movies or shows are full of crap because their lives aren't that exciting.
But
Right.
they're military. They're yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Disney said Quantum Leap, hold my churro. We're going to reboot Real Steel. You don't remember Real Steel, that movie?
I do.
So
Real
Disney.
Steel is basically the live action Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah, exactly. So Disney Plus
I
is
remember
in the
that.
early stages of developing a series around the Hugh Jackman film. So we're not sure if it's going to continue the story or retell the story, if he's involved, if he's not involved. But yeah, they plan to redo Real Steel. Like out of all the IP in the world, by the way, we keep saying IP. Out of all the intellectual property out there, like
Mhm.
Real Steel, like that's a weird one to pull out of the off the
It does
shelf, so to
kind of
speak.
weird because like Real Steel just kind of disappeared. Like, I mean, the movie didn't do that well. I
Mhm.
watched. I mean, I've seen the movie and it wasn't like that bad. Like the premise is like, basically he's a robotics engineer that builds a robot where he can box without like getting his ass kicked himself. So it's like you basically like box robots against each other, but like he's actually boxing. So it's like it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised they're bringing all this stuff back. There's been a lot of nostalgic stuff, like Legends of the Hidden Temple recently came back.
Mhm.
There's just been I think the 90s babies are taking over TV right now.
Hence why I named this episode "Bringing Back Nostalgia."
Yeah.
There you go.
Because there is a crap ton of nostalgic stories that we're going to be talking tonight.
Oh boy.
So the director of the original film, Sean Levy, is set to executive produce the project with Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, and Jack Rapke. So I
So
mean,
it's like, okay, there's some heavy hitters behind this project.
again, it was one of those stories, one of those IPs that had a lot of potential, but just didn't do very well in the theaters. And I'm sure they like looked at it and were like, this is a really good story. We can do something with this, and that's why they're gonna basically tell a long form story because they do really well in telling long form stories.
Mhm.
Right.
Like Disney's
right.
already proven that they can do that with like, not only the Star Wars and the Marvel stuff, but then also the Mighty Ducks and they brought back Turner and Hooch. I mean, things like that,
Canceled already.
Yeah. Or they did Doogie Howser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a female Hawaiian, but I mean, it's still the premise is Doogie Howser.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Star Wars. They redid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're doing Boba Fett. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh God, I want to talk about the new episode so bad, but we're not going to.
All right, but Disney is not done with reboots.
Mhm.
Tim Allen and Disney are back in business, and they're developing the Santa Claus sequel for Disney Plus.
Let it go.
So this
Let
will
it
be
go.
No, that's Frozen. That's Frozen. That's not Santa Claus.
This will be the fourth one.
So Tim Allen is set to produce the series and reprise his role as Scott Calvin from the holiday film franchise. Feels weird to talk about it right now.
He's going to be old enough to look like Santa Claus pretty soon.
Yeah. So I have a Santa synopsis. Scott Calvin is on the brink of his 65th birthday and realizes that he can't be Santa forever, and he starts to lose a step in his Santa duties, and more importantly, he's got a family who could benefit from his life in the normal world, especially his two kids who have grown up at the pole. The pole, I guess that's short for the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or the stripper pole.
hey man, you don't know what
I
happens.
mean, we're not gonna judge here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
We'll
it's
just
a
leave it
living.
at that.
It's a living. Sometimes you have that's your way to pay for your children. So
That's the tease. You got to watch the show. You got to find out.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Stripping at the North Pole for attention.
So production
I'll tell you
is
about what I do on my off time. Okay.
set to begin in March in Los Angeles, the hotbed of everything Christmassy.
Yeah. Definitely.
Right.
The best Christmas stories are told in LA where there's no snow.
Speaking of Disney in LA, Disney announces Disney Reboot Con. I'm just kidding. They haven't.
Oh no.
Resurrection reboot.
D23 Expo is coming back this year.
Yes.
And they're calling it
guys.
D23 Expo 2022.
Guys, are we getting tickets?
I don't know. We got to bust out that distance nerding credit card. I mean, jet fuel is expensive these days, so we really have to,
But
watch those tacos.
How cool would it be for us to be at D23 and report on the stuff that's happening in real time?
I mean,
That
do
would
an
be cool.
episode at D23. Yeah.
Yeah, like we do an episode of D23 and they announce Deadpool 3 and we're there.
And you poop your pants.
Oh, I definitely
there.
poop my pants. I definitely would poop my pants. That's just
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what would happen.
But if you can't go to D23 like in person, there's going to be options to live stream the panels.
Ooh.
Which is kind of cool.
Ooh.
Like, all right, okay, all right.
I mean, nothing's better than being able to sniff Ryan Reynolds. So
yeah,
right.
I can tell you guys that it is my dream is to just.
Okay, moving on.
I'm touching myself tonight.
I bet.
So there's actually a deal going on right now. They haven't announced the panels or the topics yet, but they have announced ticket sales. So the company is partnering with Visa, like Visa credit card. Mm-hmm. So you get in if you pay with your Visa credit card, you get to get tickets 24 hours in advance. So whether it's a 1-day ticket or a 3-day ticket to the event, you can get in before anybody else can if you use your Visa card. Anybody have a Visa? Who has a Visa?
I actually have a Visa credit card.
Okay.
So here's something, right? If we do end up going to the con, and I'm making this pledge right now, I am going as Deadpool as a Disney princess.
Yes.
I am gonna get like Cinderella's dress, or probably Sleeping Beauty. She's the one in the pink, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get the
Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, pink.
yeah. I'm gonna get the Sleeping Beauty dress and wear a Deadpool costume under it, and that's how I'm gonna go walk around D23.
I was thinking something more revealing, like a Moana or something. You know,
Well, I was thinking more traditional princess, something that like people can look at and immediately identify with Disney princess.
you want to go conservative. I get it. I get
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Or Cinderella's the blue dress, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what would happen if we put like a blonde beehive on top of the Deadpool mask, and I walk around like that.
My mom wants you to know that she sews.
If we do, Bridget, if we do this, okay, my only requirement is that you have to sing like Snow White the entire time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someday my wish will come.
So the 2022 D23 Expo is bigger and better than ever with 2 new stages for panels: the premiere stage and the back lot stage. And it's gonna have. Sorry, I'm screwing this up because I'm reading numbers ahead. 7,000 seat hall D23. Wow, that's gonna be a lot of people. That's a lot of COVID, everybody.
I was gonna say in the time of COVID, that's wow.
So it's a weird thing to like advertise, right?
I hope you have your vaccinations. Yeah, if you guys want to see young Phil dress up as a Deadpool princess, buy us tacos, because tacos help us go to cons and
Okay.
make him dress up as a princess.
I need to strike that. That had some pretty personal information on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why is he holding that up?
What were you holding up?
My vaccine.
His card.
Oh, well, there you go.
Hey, did you want to show us your driver's license and your social security number too?
Yeah.
Social security number for sure. Hold on, let me.
Okay.
Where's it at?
So they're going to be announcing the schedule in the next coming weeks. But if you want to get those pre-sale Visa tickets, you can get them starting January 19th.
Wait, today?
I know.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to be like,
Raggy? What is this on D23's website?
Watch as he like spends all of his wedding
here it
money
is.
on
Here
it.
it is. It's gonna happen.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna happen.
Right here,
Yeah,
pre-sales, buy tickets.
Uh-oh.
I think that hand waving means
Da-da.
yes, buy tickets.
Da-da.
Yeah, if the
Da-da.
hand goes down, it means
Wow, that's
Da-da.
actually not that bad.
Da-da. Da-da.
That is not that bad.
it's not bad at all. You should do it.
I lied. I'm looking at everything on here. You have to buy everything individually. So the ticket itself is $100.
Okay.
But the lanyard is $13. If you want a collector's pin, it's $19.
You don't want that.
I'll
You
buy
don't
my
want-
own lanyard. Go to Disney. Go to the Disney store and buy your own.
There's actually no Disney store anymore. It's sad days. Sad days.
What?
You can just, attach it to your Deadpool belt or your fanny pack. You're all good.
Right.
Stay on brand. Come on.
Definitely.
I can see Deadpool doing Disney.
There you go. Yeah. So they haven't announced what they're going to talk about yet or what the panels are, but maybe we'll learn a little bit about Black Panther 2 at D23.
Right.
Maybe, because
Loki.
speaking of, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is back in production after a number of setbacks. Ooh.
Yeah.
But check this out. Winston Duke, who played M'Baku, is said to have like a bigger role in this movie. And I guess the reason why we know is he got like a hefty raise. Like, hey, you need me for this movie. I need a little bump. So he got a big bump, I guess.
A little De Niro there.
For the second movie. It's like, oh, okay.
Does he
Maybe-
get top billing? Is what I want to know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Let's see if he actually goes by Manape in this movie, because he has said multiple times that he like a lot of people say that, oh well, if you call him by his comic book name, it's offensive, and he said there's a lot of rich history behind Manape, and I would not be offended to be called Manape.
There you go. But with a bigger role, like maybe he is like the antagonist.
Well,
maybe it's a fight for the crown.
For the crown, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be cool if he actually goes by Manape.
Yeah.
He wore the mask in the first movie, so it's not a stretch.
There's no guarantee that his sister will win the crown.
Right. Yeah. I mean, technically, he lost it in the first movie, so why can't his sister lose it? So Ryan Coogler is back to direct the sequel, and it's being shot now again at Pinewood Studios in Atlanta, in Hot Atlanta. So still no word about the story or what's happening and how they're handling the whole, late Chadwick Boseman thing, but we're gonna find out soon. And as of right now, it's still set to be released in November of this year.
Right.
There has been, originally we talked about it as a rumor, but there has been a lot of confirmations that a lot of the movies that are not quite out or getting pushed back have been reshot, and they're not saying why. So, I mean, this could have a lot to do with it.
Maybe.
Could also be that they're adding more X-Men to everything.
Exactly. One X-Men per movie.
I hope this is Wolverine.
I'm okay with that.
No, I would expect Storm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Speaking of adding to the MCU, how about adding some powers to the MCU?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, from Thor. So Thor: Love and Thunder.
Never heard of her.
She's getting some new powers in this next movie. So kind of interesting.
She is the king in New Asgard.
I guess the way they're breaking it down, and Philippe, you may be able to expand on this, but she'll have the ability to bring people into the afterlife and also revive them if needed, right?
So I wouldn't say that's a new power. It might be a new power introduced in the MCU. But
for Valkyrie, yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, in the MCU, that's a new power that's introduced, but that's Valkyrie's role in Norse mythology. Like, that's what she does. She brings the dead to the afterlife. Her role in actual Norse mythology is to, when warriors fall in battle, she's the one that escorts you to Odin's Hall. So that makes a lot of sense, and that's also what her powers really were in the comics. Right? That she So I mean, like, that's it, it's not so much that they're giving her new powers as they are just kind of letting her actually play her role that she's meant for.
Right.
Well, it was kind of a missed joke that the Grand Master used her for that very role too, right? So, I mean, we've seen her do it. It's just she's going to do it officially now. But I'm wondering, because last time we left her, they were on Midgard, right? And she was the new king. Are we gonna see a little more powers and magic and Norse mythology again? Like, are we gonna go explore some of the other planets that are part of the 9 realms? I'm curious.
Possibly. They also said she's gonna have something they're calling the death glow, where she can like sense death around people that are dying or close to dying. So that's all in line with that Norse mythology. So interesting, right?
She brings them to hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which in Norse mythology is not a bad thing. In Christianity, hell's a bad thing, but in Norse mythology, that was a good thing. You were brought to hell because you were a good person and you fought bravely.
Right.
So
we're taking the Rainbow Bridge to New Asgard and into theaters. I believe it's July of this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Right?
Still don't have a trailer. All right, it's got to be
I
coming
know.
soon.
Well, we got a sneak peek, a picture not too long ago.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, we should be getting a trailer soon.
Do you think they're gonna? You know how they gave the Doctor Strange trailer at the end of Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're gonna do the same thing. Like that's gonna be the new standard, is that they attach the trailer for the movie that's upcoming.
next. Yeah. Hmm.
So maybe we'll get the first Thor trailer at the end of Doctor Strange or something like that.
That'd be kind of cool if they did that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on. DC news. I don't know why, but the Arrowverse is not dead yet. So David Ramsey, who played Diggle, is lined up to reprise his role as John Diggle in a new show called Justice U, a potential new series that's in development by the C-Dubs.
I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about that. I mean, I like John Diggle. I think he's a great character, right? My problem is they keep trying to do these like original shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like they hit right. Like what it seems like they're trying to do is like have him teach like another generation of superheroes, and
Right. That's exactly what this is. It's like he's going to be the mentor for a new generation of heroes, which if I'm looking at the Arrowverse or the CW verse, it kind of makes sense. Like
Mhm.
Arrow was getting older, it wrapped up. Same thing with Supergirl. You know, Flash is getting a little bit older. You know, like I think some of the younger shows aren't hitting as they thought they were going to be. Like
Right.
Black Lightning got pretty much canceled. Batwoman isn't getting the ratings that they thought it would be. So I think they're gonna give like a new generation. Same thing with Legends of Tomorrow. They're all getting older, right? I think they're gonna bring this back down to like a little bit of a younger demographic and move forward from there.
Mhm.
So this just may be the start of it. But it's being produced by Greg Berlanti, and Jeff Johns. So it's,
I've noticed that DC's kind of doing that dying gasp thing, and I don't know why it works for MCU, but it's not working for the DC universe.
It's more so. It's I wouldn't put it on DC. It's more so something that CW does.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know they hit lightning with Arrow and with the Flash, and their whole thing is how do we keep these IPs going? And they're like, creating these, Heroes of Tomorrow and Justice U and things like that. And it's like, yeah, no, they're not hitting right.
No.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, there's also rumors that the CW may be sold or sold off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So maybe this is a show that's going to end up on HBO Max or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see. And they also kind of dropped that. I don't have any info on it, but they're going to do this new live action Justice U. But they're also talking about doing a new Gotham Knights live action series, and they may be connected. So
Gotham Knights, I think, would be a cooler series. I feel like that's more of an HBO Max kind of thing, though.
yeah,
Because if they do Gotham Knights, I would want that to be a spin-off of Titans. And that way you get the Bat family, right? You're getting more Batgirl, Red Hood, Nightwing, Damian Wayne, things like that, Red Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that would be a cooler concept to see the Bat family working together without the Bat.
right. But you know what's interesting? Like they have all these entities. Like Batgirl's going to be in a movie. Batwoman already has a show. It's like they should have just done like some sort of Bat family in one like big show versus all these little
And follow
shows.
them all. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Anyway. All right, ready for some gaming news? Because I'm your source for all the gaming news that there is. in the world.
Because you're just a huge gamer. Yeah.
Right? Exactly. So Disney, along with Lightstorm Entertainment and Archosaur and Tencent, have announced a brand new Avatar game. Because that's what you're clamoring for, right? Another Avatar game.
So wait, this is different from Tears of Pandora.
Exactly.
Okay.
So in addition to Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which is going to be like a PC game, this game is going to be more mobile gaming focused, and it's going to be called Avatar Reckoning.
Oh, they're listening to Netflix. All right.
So it's being pitched as a multiplayer online role-playing shoot 'em up pew pew game, for your mobile phone.
Oh God. So they're probably trying to compete with Call of Duty Mobile
Mm-hmm.
and
Maybe.
Fortnite and PUBG.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nobody's gonna compete with PUBG. So
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Like in complete, like I don't play that on mobile. I never felt like that was was good viable platforms on mobile.
it feels almost sacrilege to do that on mobile to me. I mean, a lot of gamers I think feel that way. So
would it sway you if I'm letting you know it's being built on the Unreal Engine 4?
No, makes no difference for me.
I thought I'd try. So players will level up their avatar character, equip powerful weapons, and battle through single-player story missions, co-ops, and PvPs game modes with innovative combat tailored for touch screens.
what are you gonna fly around as a Navi?
Apparently.
Just arrow everybody. Just put giant 8-foot arrows through like 6-foot people.
Right. So no trailer yet, but they're saying the game is supposed to come out this year.
That means they've been working on it for a while.
I know. It's weird that it's the first time we've heard about it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything you tell me has been like, we may get a game trailer or an announcement, and the game's not going to be ready for another 2.5, 3 years. Like what was that, Star Wars game or something like that? Or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what game was that? Star Wars?
Star Wars Arena.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, the one that we were all speculating and just a bunch of flashes of
Mm-hmm.
Which one was that one? That was
I don't remember the name, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So gaming takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's doesn't take a lot of time in major gaming news. Microsoft has announced that they're buying Activision Blizzard.
This is huge news. This is sending waves through the gaming industry, through the gaming community, everything. This is intensely insane.
mm-hmm.
Microsoft, already owning Bethesda and their parent company, bought Activision Blizzard, or Blizzard Activision, whichever way it goes. But I mean, like, that means that they own World of Warcraft, they own Call of Duty, they own Crash Bandicoot, they own like some of the biggest IP.
Diablo, Overwatch,
yeah, they own some of the biggest IPs in gaming.
StarCraft,
and one of the things that like kind of goes into this, right?
And the biggest one, Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. Probably the most profitable game they have.
Right, there you go.
Wait, so are we gonna have an interface the way that we have Xbox with PlayStation now?
That's the thing, is that where a lot of people are speculating is, one, are they gonna go the route of cross-platform with everything?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, Call of Duty already goes cross-platform.
Yeah.
Right. But like, are all games gonna start going cross-platform, or can you say Monopoly?
Yeah.
Or does this mean that a lot of these games are going to start becoming Microsoft exclusives? So, I mean, PC and Xbox only.
Mm-hmm.
And if they go that, because that's where Bethesda's going with a lot of their games, right?
It's a big chunk right there.
And if they do that, Sony has no more market share.
Yeah. They would squeeze them out.
Games.
Yeah.
Right. It's the exclusive games that they have because a lot of people will switch consoles just for Call of Duty alone.
Right. It's almost beating Sony at their own game. Like, hey, we're gonna keep Spider-Man for ourselves, man.
But the problem, see, the issue being that with Bethesda, or I'm sorry, not Bethesda, Blizzard and Activision specifically, they've been in hot water for a while now. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the issue being a lot of the management at Blizzard and the connected sexism that's in that, and the worker mistreatment and that's going on with that, all the EO complaints that have been happening in the state of California, because California at the moment is suing Blizzard Activision for the toxic environment that they're known for having. The fact that in the last 3 months, almost every major player at Blizzard has stepped down or moved to another company. It's all a big deal. Like basically they've been in hot water for a while, and Microsoft buying them is basically saying, we're going to fix this problem. They already announced that Phil Spencer, who is who's Microsoft's CEO, or the gaming division CEO, is going to be taking over the duties for Blizzard Activision, which means that he's going to be taking the environment that he has built at Microsoft and applying that to Activision and Blizzard.
Right.
Now, whether that means that everything is going to be better because of that, or if it's going to be even more of a shit show, we don't know. Only time's going to tell. But I mean, like, it means a lot to hear that Microsoft is buying a company, a franchise company as big as Activision and Blizzard, given how long Activision's been around. They've been around since, the 1980s, man. So it's like,
I think technically the 70s.
Yeah.
But
and the following they bring with it, right? Like, yeah.
So they're buying Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. Like, that makes sense to me, but what did like the UFC go for, like $4 billion?
Yeah.
What did like Lucasfilm go for? Like
17.
17.
That's what I'm saying. This is a giant precedent that Microsoft is buying Activision and Blizzard. Again, they have some of the biggest gaming franchises in existence. Two of them right off the bat being Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, which are like the two biggest gaming franchises in like the history of gaming.
Yeah.
When I say that PC gaming is about to get even bigger, Phil's gonna give me a look. Yep.
Yeah.
That's so much.
You think about it again, you have the entire worlds of Warcraft, Diablo, and StarCraft, which are all PC exclusives at this point. Blizzard announced a while back that they were doing a console exclusive version of World of Warcraft. That they were working on World of Warcraft and bringing it to Xbox. So the fact that, if that, obviously that's still going to happen, but like once that drops, there's already a shit ton of people who are already talking about they're ready to start going to Xbox just so they can play World of Warcraft on a console experience.
So can we talk about like the future of gaming for a second and like the trend? Because you're talking, Xbox, PlayStation, PC games. And like mobile was the hottest thing for, 5-6 years. Like this is where everything's going. Has that kind of slowed down? It feels like Xbox and PlayStation and PC games are still as hot as ever.
Oh yeah. I mean, people still build custom rigs for gaming. You still have console gaming as big as it's always going. I mean, console gaming is not going anywhere. As much as Phoenix thinks that PC Master Race and PC consoles aren't going anywhere. There's nothing that's going to happen where PC is going to outsell consoles, mainly because it gets expensive to have to maintain a PC where you can just buy a console and that takes care of everything for you.
Yeah, but I can buy.
Do games run better on PC? 100%. But the thing is that nobody wants to spend $7,000 on a custom PC when you can go out and spend $500 on a console and get
in your set,
and you get as good of an experience. I mean, even then, I tried playing PC for the longest time, and it gets complicated because you have to use your entire fucking keyboard. Whereas Xbox, I have 4 buttons and a couple of analog sticks, and that's it. So I mean, like again, there's more you can do. It's like it's the whole Apple versus Android argument that everybody has, right? You can do more with an Android, yeah, but an iPhone is easier to use. So that's the whole thing. Is like, that's PC versus console gaming, right? Is consoles are way easier to use. There's less maintenance on them. The UI is always getting better. I mean, yeah, the hardware is never going to be there, but it's because you're trying to put an entire supercomputer inside of a small box, right? Whereas like with a PC, you can put like liquid cooling and you can do better cooling systems to put way bigger hardware on there. That's why benchmark tests are done on PC, because you can do more. You can build PCs to do more, right? But consoles are basically just miniaturized versions of that, right? The fact that you can get almost 3/4 of performance that you get on a PC and still look as good, that's kind of the allure of gaming consoles, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, mobile, the issue with mobile is you can't put a heat sink inside of a phone big enough to cool the system down where you put like these fast processors in there and it doesn't overpower the phone, right?
Yeah.
There
That
is,
makes sense.
I was gonna say, Razer actually just came out with a super cooler for a phone that you can pop on the back of the phone and it cools your phone down. And people are saying that performance wise, like especially on an iPhone, performance wise, you can get near console level speeds out of a phone.
I saw that where it looks like it
Yep.
just kind of like a magnet, and there's like almost like a fan or light
Right.
on the back of it. That's interesting.
It attaches to this. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah.
And
So
that's
is it sucking out heat? Is it
Well,
how does that work?
it's actually cooling the phone down. So more so than anything, it's cooling down the back of the phone. Because if you've ever either done, yeah, I saw that was the nickname. Coolly. If you've ever tried to play a game on a phone or even just use a QI charger, you see how hot these phones get, right? And once they overheat, they slow down. Performance is crappy, and it just slows down, right? You put a super cooler on the back of this, and you actually get more performance out of it.
Got it. Interesting.
So now they're starting to test. Now that Razer came out with this super cooler, they're starting to test like console level games on phones.
I'm wondering too if this, because we've talked about this before, where Steam Deck was coming out and Steam was going to release its own thing. And I'm kind of wondering if this whole buying out the competition has something to do with Steam Deck trying to become bigger, because they're trying to beat out Switch. And the only way to do that is to make a bunch of games that you didn't have access to. Be like, haha, we're even now, because you can do Diablo on Switch right now, but if you can do Diablo on Steam Deck as well, that's big.
Yeah. No, I mean that would be more. Oh, what you're saying is like Microsoft trying to compete with Nintendo then.
Yeah.
By putting like Steam games on the Steam Deck and stuff like that. Because I mean, they have their partnerships with Steam and everything like that. But
and make it so that you can like say play COD on Steam Deck.
Yeah, which I mean, I think the Steam Deck can handle that as it is. It's got pretty crazy performance inside of there. Plus, the fact that everything is soldered onto the SSD, like it's just there's you don't have to worry about bus speeds. The thing just flies.
Yeah.
All right. Bridget was saying in the chat, she said, "Can you say monopoly?" I guess I can't say it.
I said
but when this transaction is finished, Microsoft will be the third largest gaming company by revenue.
Right.
Which is like, wow, third? I guess that's behind Sony and behind Tencent.
Tencent, which is the parent company for Rockstar.
Yeah.
Nuts. All right, who's hangry?
I'm always hangry.
You hangry for some snack news?
Yeah.
Kit Kat announced 2 new flavors. But both, check this out, both will be permanent additions to like the Kit Kat lineup.
Uh oh.
So
I
they're
like it.
full on in this. So the brand is going to be offering Kit Kat duos, strawberry and dark chocolate. So it's
Ooh.
the strawberry and dark chocolate together in like one Kit Kat
Have you
bar.
tried the other duos?
I haven't.
There's a mint chocolate duos and there's a coffee duos.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, the coffee one's pretty good. The mint chocolate one's really good too.
Yeah. And then there's going to be Kit Kat chocolate hazelnut thins.
Ooh, that sounds interesting too.
Oh, give me a break.
Diet Kit give me a break. See what you did there.
It's my Joker laugh.
So this
Go
is
on.
it's going to be like Kit Kat thins. I guess it's going to be diet Kit Kats. I'm all for this. Let's do it.
Diet Kit Kats is probably the way that you describe Kit Kat thins.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I
So
can't. I'm on a diet. I have to eat this Kit Kat.
You know what the problem with Diet Kit Kats are? They come in a bigger bag, so it pretty much makes no difference. It just negates the entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
one serving size.
No, because then, yeah, the serving size is there, but because it comes in a bigger bag, you're just popping more of them in.
Right.
So,
You're
but that's
popping
just.
like drug addicts take Xanax. You know, it's just
I know, right? I know. That just gives people a chance to be jerks during Halloween, where they put them in the kids' bags. You know, that one house that you're always like, why?
I don't do that. I give away full size candy bars in my house.
Oh, look at me.
That don't make me rich. I just want to be the cool guy.
It makes
He
somebody
doesn't
else
want to
rich.
get teepeed.
Exactly. I want kids to be like, he's cool. Don't TP his house. He gave me a full size Snickers.
You are not afraid to buy their affection.
I'm not afraid to buy their affection. The problem is I keep trying to buy everybody's affection, and it's just making me broke. So I mean,
yeah.
So, what makes a diet Kit Kat? She wants to
they're
know.
smaller.
They're thins.
Yeah, they're thinner, and there's less chocolate.
It's like air with chocolate.
It's wispy. That's like the way that you would describe that, right? They're wispy.
So the thin chocolate hazelnuts are the first new flavor for the Kit Kat thins. And they're like slimmed down versions of the classic Kit Kat. So I think the current one has like 3 wafers in it. This probably has 1, something like that. It's come on, it's a third of the calories.
Blasphemy.
You can eat 2 bags, 3 bags.
Exactly.
It's all good.
I will eat more. I will eat a whole bag to myself.
Yeah.
Because they're so small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So
So
again, both will be permanent additions to the lineup. And these are available for young Phil right now.
Oh,
You can go get a bag of thins for your road trip down to Disney D23 since you're buying tickets today.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for
D23
buying
tickets?
tickets for everybody. So
Kit Kats, perfect.
Oh, I didn't say anything about everybody.
Make it happen.
yeah.
If anything, Jamez should be buying those tickets for everybody since he's the one that spends it on the jet fuel and he wants to be the limousine riding, jet flying.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, that was my last news story. You guys want to switch over to some rumors?
Sure.
Starting rumors.
Okay.
That's all we can do.
A new listing on the official website for Marvel Studios Japan kind of leaked some artwork, kind of leading into Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. So I put it in the notes, but it's a picture, with the different titles. But it also said that in between Doctor Strange and Thor: Love and Thunder, there'll be 3 Disney Plus Marvel shows coming out. So between May and like July. So the 3 would be She-Hulk, I Am Groot, and What If Season 2.
What?
That's a lot.
I'm skeptical on the I Am Groot one because I want to say that they said that was going to be coming out around Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is a special. There's still the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Holiday special, but like
Mhm.
from what I understood, I Am Groot was supposed to come out like towards the end of the back side of the year, the back end of the year, because the content was supposed to be holiday related.
But they have a whole holiday special coming.
Yeah, but it's what it is they're probably leading them all together, and they're probably all themed for that time.
Maybe, but
That's the only
also
one
maybe
I'm-
not.
That's the
So
only
is-
one I'm skeptical on.
Is Groot going to be the Hawkeye of next year?
I know, right? Well, he is the hot guy of every year.
But that's this year. All this is this year.
Oh, I mean, of last year. Like last year, that we had Hawkeye leading up to Christmas time.
Saying is I Am Groot leading up to the holiday Christmas special.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
So
So
celebrate Grooty.
I know that's a lot of shows to stick in between the Multiverse of Madness and Thor Love and Thunder. So that's May to like July.
Well, apparently there's going to be. Do we really need a Groot show? We always need a Groot show.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's like saying we weren't gonna make a Grogu show and give Grogu his own show.
yeah.
I don't know anything about the I Am Groot. It might be like a limited series.
It's
You know what I mean?
It's animated.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So maybe it's just one movie or like one special. So maybe they can fit She-Hulk and What If in between the two.
It's supposed to be where there's a show once a month up until the end of the year.
Like something big each
Yeah.
month kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think some of that got juggled, but I remember there was at one point before things started shuffling again, there was a plan to have like something new from Marvel like each week,
Mhm.
right? So who knows what's gonna happen?
This freaking guy.
You already got it.
We don't need a Groot show just as much as we don't need a Fett show. Yep, I said it. Aaron.
He hates everything green.
No.
He does.
Oh, my poor Loki.
Okay. Tacos on the table. Are we getting She-Hulk, I Am Groot, and What If season 3?
Groot, maybe not. She-Hulk, definitely. What If sounds a little bit of a stretch. Well, it was in 2021, so it would make sense doing it in 2022.
Well, season 2 of What If was already being made
Mm-hmm.
because they made that at the same time. Originally, What If was supposed to be 24 episodes.
And I know
23 at
that
the time.
they
23.
shoved some Chadwick Boseman stuff that was for next season into this season
Mhm.
to kind of close that out for him.
But they also didn't air an episode that was supposed to be on last season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I know there's a lot of these episodes of What If are already ready in the can. So I mean, I'm sure like What If makes sense for it to come out.
I think we're just not used to seeing animation be competent.
Like, yeah, I see What If coming out between those two films. She-Hulk makes sense because they've been in post-production for that for a while. I Am Groot, again, we haven't heard much about it, and from what I heard, it was supposed to be like, you know, November time frame.
There was a problem with one of the actors, wasn't there too? There was some sort of conflict.
Not for I Am Groot, not that I remember.
It was like Rocket or something where they were having issues with the contracts.
Oh.
And I guess they weren't sure if Rocket was coming back or something about Rocket wasn't going to come back. I remember something about that.
They have alternate voice actors for Rocket though. Like it's not
True.
You know, like I don't think that would hold up production.
Mm-hmm.
If God, what's his name?
Donnie.
No.
No, not Donnie.
Who are we talking about?
Rocket.
Right.
Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, yeah.
Yeah. If Bradley Cooper didn't come back for Rocket, they have alternate voice actors to pick that character up. So I mean,
Yeah.
So I don't see that it would be a problem with Bradley Cooper that would that would stop everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just, from what I heard, the time frame that this is supposed to be on, it was supposed to be like, it was supposed to be leading into the holidays. It was supposed to be like a November thing. So that's the only reason that I don't think that one would be coming, but She-Hulk and What If makes sense though.
Mm-hmm. Double A taking
Yeah.
shots at you guys.
Donnie
from,
Cooper?
from the comments.
Johnny Cooper.
Yeah. Their sister Winnie Cooper.
Mhm.
Right. The lesser known Cooper of the Cooper brothers. Okay, I got more MCU
Brother.
rumors. Oh wait, hold on.
More
We didn't
MCU.
taco this. Tacos on the table.
Tacos on the table. Yeah, no, we were saying. Sounds more like She-Hulk and What If are likely tacos on the table. Highly doubt. Groot is coming.
I'm gonna go with half a taco on the table. I took a bite of the taco.
And put it down. That doesn't sound like you at
I-
all. You don't put
I-
tacos down. I've seen you eat tacos. You don't put tacos down.
If it is a
Diet taco.
if it's a diet Brussels sprout taco, I would definitely put it down.
I don't believe that coming from Tofu Taco Boy over here.
Tacos are good. Okay.
See,
Brussels
we're
sprouts.
back.
Brussels sprouts are not.
We're back
I
on
need
this
the
train.
story behind this now.
You know why tofu tacos work? Because tofu takes on the flavor of whatever you put in it, and you put taco seasoning in it and cook it right. It actually tastes like ground beef.
I've seen you take bites out of tacos and go, "This is gross," and put it down. So,
What taco was this?
we were on a trip. I can't remember which one. They all flow together now.
I don't remember this.
Exactly. Anyways, moving on. I'm gonna put all my tacos on the table for She-Hulk and I Am Groot and What If season 2. Let's make it happen. I want more. Give me more.
Give me more. Give me more.
Vegan taco. You're making my mother excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bridget, I will make you a vegan taco. They're actually-
Okay.
I would. Okay, James, just to make you feel better, I would prefer actual meat. But vegan
I think you
tacos.
killed him.
And again, I accidentally walked into a vegan Mexican restaurant and immediately thought blasphemy and walked out. Because they had Brussels sprout and cauliflower tacos and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. This is not, no, I'm
Were
walking
you
out.
just being taco curious and you're not admitting to it?
No, okay. Quick story. I don't want to take up too much time on this, right? But I was working in San Francisco. We were in the Mission. I'm from the Mission originally, right? And I had a technician from Texas that was visiting, and we had finished the job in the Mission. So we go, oh, okay, cool. Let's go get you a world famous Mission burrito because the Mission is famous for burritos, right?
Mhm.
And he goes, oh, is there any place that you have in mind? I was like, dude, we're just gonna walk in the first place we see, and we're gonna grab a burrito. That's just kind of how good the Mission is, right? So
Way
we
to
walk
do your
into-
homework.
Yeah, so we walk. Well, that's where I'm from, so I'm not assuming that there's gonna be some hipster vegan restaurant in the middle of the Mission, right? We walk into this restaurant. And it smells good. It smells really good. Like you can smell the spices and everything like that. And we're just like, oh man, dude, I can smell the carnitas. I can't wait. Right. So the first red flag, we sit down and they have artisan water. You have artisan water in a Mexican restaurant. This is weird. But we don't think anything of it. So we're like, okay, whatever. And we start looking at the menu. And again, we don't see any meat on the menu. Right. We're just like, where's the meat, man? And he's like, man, because he really wanted carnitas burrito, right? He's like, yeah, I don't see any carnitas on here. I was like, no carne asada, no pollo asado, no adobado. There's like nothing here, right? And we start looking at the menu like a little more deep and realize, dude, this this is Dominican, or I was gonna say this is Dominican. This is
Oops.
vegan, right? I was like, this shit's vegan. Literally, put the menus down, picked up our bags, and walked out.
Oh,
And we walked 3 blocks to go to Pancho Villa just because we were like, we're not going to play this game. I was like, I know this place on 16th, so we're going to go there.
Aaron wants you to leave his Fiji water out of this.
I don't like Fiji water. Fiji water tastes weird to me.
Yeah.
Tastes like it tastes like weird tap water to me.
I will take my weird Kirkland brand.
Okay, tacos on the table. We're gonna stay in the MCU. We're gonna move on. So we got some reports. LRM Online and the Illuminati are reporting that they're gonna get, or we're gonna get, a scene in Multiverse of Madness featuring Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, I hope so.
Tacos on the table. It's all there. Yeah.
Tacos on the table for 100% because I want my John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
Right.
I think it'll 2 seconds. I think it'll be like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Where it'll just be like a hi, bye.
Yeah, he's just gonna turn his head, right? Or they're gonna say something about Dr. Richards, and he's just gonna look over and smile. Like that's all I want. All I want is a acknowledgement of Dr. Reed Richards, and he looks at him, and that's it, right?
So,
by the way, just to answer this right here again, only because I can make it taste like meat.
That's
tofu
what she said.
taco is like seeing a really hot chick, and then he turns around and it's a long-haired guy. To me,
again, I can make it taste good. That's the thing, right? If you can make it taste good, like Brussels sprout tacos do not sound appetizing to me. All right, cauliflower tacos do not sound appetizing to me. A freaking cabbage taco that's just nothing but cabbage does not sound appetizing to me, right? Again, tofu, if you season it right, it can taste like meat, and I'm okay with that.
So, who thinks we don't talk about on the show is tacos and Dragon Ball Z.
You do not blaspheme Dragon Ball Z. That is a murderable offense.
We'll do a whole show on tacos and Dragon Ball Z for you, all right?
I will do an entire show on tacos and Dragon Ball Z.
Going back to Mr. Fantastic, tacos on the table for that. I think it'll be like a Daredevil thing. Like, I'm a really good lawyer, and then just showing up like I'm a really good doctor, and then just leaving.
Have you guys seen the meme of the text message between Spider-Man and Daredevil?
Yes.
Yeah.
He like sends him a text, and he answers back and says, Peter, I don't really think you should do that. And he goes, how are you reading this text? He goes, I'm a really good lawyer.
Yeah. Silliness. So they're saying it is John Krasinski, and he may have filmed scenes as Mr. Fantastic already.
Which again, that is the ultimate fan casting because fans have been wanting John Krasinski to play Mr. Fantastic for a good at least 4 to 5 years now.
He was seen sneaking out to Georgia, so I'll support that one. Tacos on the table, all the way.
And I think the way they're phrasing it is that he may be Mr. Fantastic from another universe, so like a variant.
I
like
that.
We may still get our own, Mr. Fantastic, but he's like a variant version of Mr. Fantastic.
Well, we already know we're gonna get an evil Doctor Strange, so there's going to be a whole lot of craziness with that. I have a feeling Doctor Strange will open up a whole thing where there's going to be a lot of
worms.
Yeah.
That would also make, if that's the case, and especially with the way that we've been seeing the multiverse get used, does Captain America meet Johnny Storm?
That's what I want to know.
So the other part of that rumor is we may get a variant of Mr. Fantastic, but we might get a second variant of Mr. Fantastic, and it's going to be, I don't know how to pronounce his first name, Ione Gruffand, who played Mr. Fantastic
in the original movie.
In the original.
In the Sony, what is it, Sony? Yeah.
Yeah, so again, that would be like a conversation, I was gonna say Tony Stark, but Johnny Storm and Steve Rogers have a conversation with each other, and it's literally just him
You
talking.
look really familiar.
Yeah.
Really handsome.
Yeah.
Well, you know
Yeah.
that I do have America's ass, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Does that
mean-
mean that Johnny Storm has America's ass too?
he might.
Yeah.
We have seen him in the nude in the second movie. So no, it was the first movie. It was the first movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, this could also lead to like a version of the Illuminati, like
that'd be
the
so
group.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not just our world, right? Maybe it's different characters from different universes making up the Illuminati. Like maybe we get Patrick Stewart, Professor X from the X-Men universe as part of this Illuminati or something like that. I mean, that would be kind of interesting.
The Illuminati is Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, Reed Richards, Professor X. I want to say Banner's a part of it, but Banner gets ousted because he becomes the Hulk and messes the whole type of shit up.
And Black Panther.
And that's why they ship off the Hulk to another planet, and that's how Planet Hulk happens.
Yeah.
Because the Illuminati is just like, we can't handle this dude, and we're sending him off planet.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
And then they kill his son and his wife, and he comes back to Earth, and he destroys the Earth, and that's how we get World War Hulk.
So we get John Wick Hulk style.
Oh yeah.
I'm a little curious. I know this is a little off topic, but now that we've seen Moon Knight, do you think we're gonna have a little bit of Moon Knight tied into what's going on in these movies coming up with the multiverse of madness? I mean,
possibly.
Yeah.
Hey Tyler, we were just talking about you earlier, man.
Totally talking crap.
Yeah, checking all of the Tyler shit.
So back to your question. What was the question?
Do you think that we'll see Moon Knight kind of tied into this?
Absolutely. I do see them doing Moon Knight and bringing him in there. Oh, James, Aaron's asking if we can do a synopsis for Moon Knight.
Yes. Yes, of Noon Night.
Moon Knight?
Daytime Moon Knight.
Daytime.
Day man. Oh, fighter of the night man. Oh, defender of the
something. The sun.
Defender of the sun. Yeah.
Oh, it's not. Is it Defender of the Sun?
Yeah. Friendship for everyone.
Don't look it up. Give a synopsis or a quick rundown of what you know from Moon Knight.
Basically, he is the MCU's answer to Batman. I think Bill would agree to this one. And he's got a whole lot of personalities and hears a lot of voices. And at first he thinks he's crazy. And then one of his personalities is a superhero.
Not just a superhero. His personality is an Egyptian god. And that's how he gets his powers, is because he's an Egyptian god.
So why is there a comparison to Batman if the one of the personalities has superpowers?
It's more so like his superpowers are more like heightened senses and like not super strength, but like he has like enhanced strength, right? Like, so basically he is like, his personality essentially turns him into Batman.
There you go. Noon Night.
Yeah, by the way,
everybody,
I have the lyrics here now. So, day man, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun, you're a master of karate and friendship for everyone.
Oh, that's great. Well done, everybody. And that's how we end rumors.
That's a wrap.
We're all putting tacos on the table for John Krasinski.
So you guys want another take? Okay. Day man. I'm kidding.
I think that was his. I'm done with this crap.
Yeah.
Look, yeah.
So what do we have up next, Mr.
We
Josh?
have the Aaron Watson, the AA special.
Yes.
We're talking the breakdown of the Book of Boba, episode 3.
So it's Aaron Watson's favorite segment of the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He should jump on.
You really should.
Yeah.
And honestly, yeah, Aaron, you should jump on. And if you want to talk smack about it or tell us what you don't like, I think that's okay too. But we're going to run down some Easter eggs and we're going to break down Book of Boba.
He is absolutely in love with this show. I mean, I hear
he may be fighting with a certain young tiny terrorist right now. So I mean, yeah.
No, he said, "Oh God."
Yep. All right, so I know you guys have moved on and watched episode 4, which came out last night or this morning. But let's talk episode 3, Streets of Mos Espa.
Right.
So you guys need to like not spoil episode 4.
Yeah.
Crucial. Don't do it.
By the way, Tyler, real quick before we move on to that, the sad news was the Moon Knight actor, just a day after it dropped, he died in an accident.
Freak skiing accident.
Yeah. Exactly how Sonny Bono died, which is weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. Rest in peace, man.
Mm-hmm.
I have a really dark joke, but I'm not going to say it.
Phoenix, do you have anything on that? Like the name of the... I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't have the article ready to go.
I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his name.
That's what we have Philippe for.
Gaspard Uriel. He's actually a French actor.
Yeah.
He died at 37 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. He was young.
I don't even know what character he was playing. I don't know much about Moon Knight, but I think it was supposed to build up into a large role.
Mm-hmm.
But
which would be interesting to see how they no, Oscar Isaac is alive. The antagonist, I believe, is the one that passed away. I'm not entirely sure who he was going to play.
So if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. So let's pull up the information and we can talk about it. So the quick recap is, we just got the Moon Knight trailer. Everybody's all on board. One of the actors, actually a younger actor in the show, was skiing, I think at a French ski resort, ran into somebody, head injuries, didn't make it through, super sad. But yeah.
He was playing Anton Mogart. Oh, he's playing Midnight Man. Oh.
So look at the screen, look at the camera. Don't talk to your phone. Talk to the people out there.
I'm trying to read more on it.
You call me a moron?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rude.
Anton Mogart, who is nothing is known about Anton Mogart passed before he started stealing great works of art, jewels and such. He's a thief.
So super sad. Looks like Black Panther.
Yeah,
he's the antagonist.
That's Midnight Man. He's the main bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Good looking dude.
Yeah.
Super unfortunate. I don't think there's a lot to say about this except for I'm interested to see how they deal with it later.
To him actually fighting Moon Knight.
Because isn't Moon Knight working for a museum?
Kind of. He works for a museum. The character that plays him, that becomes Moon Knight. It's always when I need to know something, I always forget.
Tyler, I tried to get through an episode without talking about somebody dying. and I was almost out of the news, almost out of the rumors, and then you threw this at us.
Yeah. Mark Spector, that's who it is.
Mhm.
Mark Spector works in a museum.
Mhm.
And Moon Knight, when he becomes Moon Knight, becomes this ancient Egyptian god. He kind of like he's kind of like a detective, and like he again will solve crimes that are happening around like the museum and everything like that. But I mean, mostly just around London in general. So
Mhm.
So that's that. So we don't know what's going to happen with Moon Knight. Are they going to just run it the way they have it? Do they have a contingency plan? Probably not. This happened like
sure, yeah, I'm
just
sure
this
they put
weekend.
it out, right. I'm sure they put it out as is.
Mhm.
And maybe put a like a tagline at the end saying,
Oh
wrestling,
yeah.
this is dedicated to, things like that. But the dark joke I was gonna say was, well, we know he's not coming back to season 2. Sorry, terrible. I'm getting canceled. That is so bad.
I think Jackie's trying to cancel you right now. She's trying to throw a sheet over your head.
No, what's up?
It's the weirdest DoorDash I've ever seen.
It's not a DoorDash. What she's doing is it's a white flag.
She's giving up.
I guess.
Yeah. Is she surrendering?
She says she's just trolling.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the troll.
She's surrendering.
She's surrendering. Good. Very clever. Goodbye.
Where were we? Oh, the double A segment, the breakdown of Book of Boba,
Book of Boba.
episode 3.
5 minutes.
So Boba is struggling to establish his authority within Mos Espa. So he's fighting with the Hutts. He's fighting with is he called the mayor? He's fighting
Mhm.
with the mayor. He's fighting with all kinds of people.
And we can now say this one.
Are we talking about milk cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're fighting with the Pikes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all over the place. So episode 3, Streets of Mos Espa. What did you guys think?
I liked it.
Yeah. I feel like every episode they bring it a little more.
Yeah. No. Let me.
This is the one that opens with again.
I mean,
like
I don't
the back
disagree
to
with this
tank.
one. I don't completely disagree with this one. Fennec is a big reason why I watch the show.
Oh yeah, no. Fennec's a badass.
Yeah, her character is starting to build up, and we won't talk about episode 4 yet, but episode 4 is a big Fennec episode, so
Mhm.
that puts together some pieces. That's nice. So how did this episode 3 start? Are we talking back to tank because we always start in a back to tank?
It's always in a back to
Pretty
tank.
much. Yeah.
How are you guys feeling about this dual storylines being told?
I like it because it's giving a little bit of exposition into what happened when we saw him in The Mandalorian.
Mhm.
And how he kind of got to where he is.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of time passed between when we saw him fall into the Sarlacc pit and when he just shows up on the slave. Sorry, it's gonna be the slave. You can take the slave one out of my cold dead hands.
I'm just gonna throw this out there, and again, I wouldn't say it's spoilers for the next episode, but they mention it in the next episode, and the way they mentioned it, I'm okay with it.
Mhm.
They didn't say it's not called the Slave One. It's more that he is calling it by the type of ship that it is.
Yeah.
Right. So he says, like like any other way, like somebody would say, I want a Star Destroyer. Well, like I want my Star Destroyer back. Right.
Mhm.
He was just like, I want my fire spray gunship. And that's that for me, that makes sense because they're not saying that it's not called the Slave One,
Mhm.
Right.
but they're not calling it the Slave One.
Yeah.
Right. Makes
And
sense.
I'm okay with that because that doesn't say that it's not called the Slave One anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going by, I'm calling it by its technical term rather than calling it by its name.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like calling it the X-Wing versus like, I don't know.
I don't think they really name X-Wings.
The Red 5 Batmobile.
Yeah.
It's my X-Wing.
Well, again, so like Star Destroyers, right? It'd be like, Vader's flagship is called
Well, it's like renaming a call sign, right? Like,
or the Marauder. The Marauder is a good
Yeah.
example because the Marauder is an Imperial shuttle, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, it's like saying we're looking for our Imperial shuttle rather than saying we're looking for the Marauder.
Mhm.
Anyways, going back
Anyways,
to what
so
we were saying.
what did you think? How did this episode start? What did you think of the opening of, hey, here's a rude awakening
Yeah.
of the back to tank?
I mean, we get to see a whole lot more of the team that's building, which I liked. And we just get to see how everybody's sort of, family and how he's building loyalties. And at the same time, we're getting a little bit of an idea of how much in trouble he is and how he's sort of bitten off a little more than he can chew. But luckily, we've got Fennec around, so I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, she's badass. So, how do you guys want to do the Easter eggs? Is there certain ones that jumped out at you that you caught? Maybe we'll talk about those and then fill in some of the ones that just showed up. Maybe you missed it.
Let's start with the Easter eggs first, and then we'll.
I think one of my favorite ones was the stapler guy from Office Space. Stephen Root. I had to look up his name. Like, who's the actor? He deserves some credit.
My stapler. Have you guys seen my stapler?
He took my stapler. But that guy was so good.
That's red swing line.
So what was interesting about him and his little, like, hey, Boba, I'm coming to you with a complaint that these this biker gang is stealing my water or whatever.
Mhm.
They kind of talked about Camino, like, oh, I came from a planet full of, covered in water.
Mhm.
But they also mentioned Tatooine was once covered in water.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's a little Easter egg that we're just gonna plant, a little seed we're gonna put in the ground, and we're gonna see what happens.
Mhm.
I wonder if there's more to that story. Like, is this gonna be Dune? What's happening over here? Do you think it was like the Empire? Like, how did it lose water? How did Tatooine lose its water?
Mhm.
Right.
That one kind of messed with my head for a little bit. I'm like, wait a second. The Dune Sea used to be all water. Like, what happened to this planet? But anyway, I really like seeing Stephen Root in this.
You mean Cringer?
Well, yeah, exactly. Which makes me think that this character is going to play a bigger role for the rest of the series
Mhm.
to get a pretty well-known actor in this role.
Yeah. And
So
if you guys didn't get what I was just doing, he played Cringer in the new Masters of the Universe series.
Oh.
Yeah. Aaron is saying, I will say I do like the flashbacks, but the current story isn't grabbing me. Again, without giving anything away, have you watched the latest episode, Aaron? Because the current storyline ramps up like crazy.
It's starting to come together. There's been some build-up, exposition, but it's definitely starting to come together now.
Like everything that happened in those first couple episodes all comes like round robin and comes around in like a badass way. So if you haven't watched the latest episode, man, you got to watch the latest episode. That's all I'm gonna say because we're not discussing that episode today. So we're gonna discuss last week's episode.
It is hard to, once you've seen the following episode, they build on each other so deeply.
Right.
It's almost hard to talk about the following episode without being like, oh yeah, but
Right. But you know what was nice as part of these flashbacks? We get to see like parts of Tatooine that we're used to. So we've seen um a little bit of Tashi Station. We've seen Mos Espa. We also got a little bit of Mos Eisley,
Yeah.
which was cool. So remember in the first season of Mandalorian, where they
Mhm.
had the stormtrooper helmets
Mhm.
on the poles. We get that again, the same stormtrooper helmets on the poles
Right. They're
Mhm.
actually showing them actually like putting the helmets on the poles.
in Book of Boba. Like I thought that was a nice like callback, like a nice reference to, because it's one big story. So I kind of dig that they did that. But did you catch the Easter egg within this Easter egg? So
Which one?
Boba is riding the Bantha and he passes the stormtrooper helmets. And he's kind of up on a ridge or, kind of higher up. If you look past the stormtrooper helmets, walking down like, I don't know, 30 feet down is Pelemoto, who we know from The Mandalorian. So the
I didn't catch that. I did and I didn't. I didn't catch that was Pelimoto. I caught that she was walking and there was a bunch of pit droids behind her,
Mhm.
but I didn't catch that was Pelimoto. I didn't.
Yeah,
Put,
that's Pelemoto. It's the Amy Sedaris mechanic character that owns
Yeah.
the garage that the Mandalorian parked at. The
Right.
one that fell in love with Grogu.
Right. I didn't put two and two together on that one.
Yeah,
That's
so she's walking by as it's like they're going in opposite directions. But
Right.
it was like, oh, that's a fun little reference,
right.
right? He's in, Mos Eisley. Why not? Why not have
Yeah.
Pelemoto walking in the background? I dug that.
I like that. I wasn't paying attention for a second. I just got to screen checks. But the Sarlacc pit, I really really like because we've had years and years of nerds talking about the Sarlacc pit and what happened with the Sarlacc pit and whether or not Boba Fett ever got out. And now we're seeing the Sarlacc pit. I don't know. It's something that kind of is meaningful to me. Seeing more of the Sarlacc pit.
And I mean, it was very, very close to how he gets out of it in the books. So I thought that was good too.
Yeah.
And in Parks and Rec.
And in Parks and Rec.
You know what's another like fun little Easter egg? Totally nerdy, but the Pikes, how they show up on like some ship, like just come walking out.
Yeah.
That ship is the same like Star Cruiser or Galactic Cruiser that's gonna be at Walt Disney World, like that whole new hotel thing.
Oh, nice.
It's that
Oh,
ship.
Starliner.
Yeah, it's that ship. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun.
That's clever. That's smart.
Yeah.
so we're gonna be staying on a Pike ship.
No, the Pikes when the Pikes came to Tatooine, they
Oh.
were basically like on a cruise ship and made their way there, and that's so that they can hide, like within like amongst the people kind of thing.
A
Mhm.
luxury liner. Okay.
Yeah, they came on a luxury liner so that way, they're not noted as coming to Tatooine on their own ship,
Mm-hmm.
and they can like silently build an army.
Exactly. All right, let's jump around because some of these are pretty in your face, but we got in the Star Wars universe, we got the machete.
Yes.
I did not see this one coming.
They got Machete.
I love him. I love him.
So actor Danny Trejo, who's been in like everything and has been in like everything Robert Rodriguez, like Desperado from Dusk Till Dawn, the machete, was in this as what is it, the Rancor keeper?
He was
Mhm.
yeah, like a keeper.
He's a wrangler. Yeah.
What's crazy is Danny Trejo's journey is so incredibly like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he started off as like a gangbanger that did time, like actually did time, and basically felt like he was never going to do anything for the rest of his life because he was a felon.
Mm-hmm.
To now being one of the most recognizable Hispanic American actors.
Mm-hmm.
and now he's a character in Star Wars. Like that's so amazing.
And he's a character actor. Like he's always Danny Trejo. You know what you get when he's on screen.
Yeah, it's always them.
I'm young enough that the first time I ever heard about Danny Trejo was Spy Kids, and he was Uncle something. I can't remember what they called him. Uncle
Robert
Machete.
Rodriguez.
Uncle Machete. Yeah.
Where the Machete movies come from.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also Danny Trejo, for those who have played Far Cry 6, Danny Trejo plays himself in that game too.
Mm-hmm.
So Aaron says, since we're talking about Danny Trejo, Aaron in the chat said, I did not see Trejo coming. I will say that I was pleased with that. He's got something shady going on, though.
Kind of does.
I didn't think about that.
He always says
like it either seems like it's shady or he is like, it might be like he was like placed there to do something and he's kind of not going to do that.
I think you just know that somebody from within is going to betray Boba. Someone from within. And it's going to be like the ultimate, betrayal. Like, why, because there's going to be characters upcoming in the next episode that we don't trust at all. But with the people that he's keeping close to him, I don't think he's going to see it coming. And I think it's going to be a huge fall. Before the sudden rise. So I did like, it was very, very cute, the little bonding scene with the Rancor.
Yeah, and then I was mentioning on the other show that we were on when we were reviewing this, that it felt like he is like the bond with a pit bull.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it's very like misunderstood, and a lot of people are sitting there and thinking that, oh, it's a monster and he just is a killing machine. But then he starts telling them about like the loyalty and like just how ferociously loyal they are, and things like that. And I'm like, God, it just sounds like a pit bull.
I really love that it was kind of an interesting scene because he was like, oh, I'm gonna bond with it and I'm gonna train it. And then he just gave him that bond because he opened its eyes to Boba instead of him. But did sort of like a sweet little like, oh, he'll be back, which was very cute with Danny Trejo, right? An ultimate badass is just like, it's okay,
I'm gonna ride it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another Easter egg that we have on this list. But
it's
it's funny how like he mentions I'm planning on writing it, and he goes, writing a Rancor? He goes, I've written bigger things. And that's a direct reference to the holiday special, because he rides a Mythosaur on the holiday special.
Yeah.
I think what is it called? Like a Diplodocus Itchadont or something like that. It's like a weird name. It's a crazy name for that thing that he was writing on the holiday special.
I don't know who posted it, but someone posted in the Nerdington post about I've written bigger things than this, and your mom. It's like,
yeah.
That was funny.
I want to say that was Aaron.
Yeah,
probably.
But see, going back to
they're the ones that post the best memes.
Yeah.
Going back to Trejo, he's always giving me like, up to no good vibes, but like he gave the imprint of the Rancor to Boba.
Yeah.
He was very like sweet to the Rancor after Boba left. I'm like, I think he means well. I don't think he has ulterior motives. But
things are, even though he's nice to Boba, is he doing it to get in good with him and then betray him? Or because I don't see Danny Trejo being a big part of the show, because that they're going to meld this back into the Mandalorian.
Right.
It's really obvious it's going to meld back into the Mandalorian, because later on we see in the Mandalorian, and further in time, that he's hanging out with our guy. So, and Danny Trejo's not there. So, what's happened? Is Danny Trejo dead? Is Danny Trejo, did he do something terrible?
Remember, the events that are happening right now are post Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
So he met Danny Trejo after he met Din Djarin.
That's true. Okay. I'm getting this all mixed up. I'm just thinking, like, when we mix back into the Mandalorian, which is obvious we're going to, I don't see Danny Trejo being a part of the show. So I think tacos on the table, something's going to happen where Danny Trejo dies or betrays them or something.
Interesting. A lot of Danny Trejo talk.
I mean, he's Danny Trejo.
Mm-hmm. They also, when they were talking about the Rancor and the whole, imprinting and loyal thing, they also mentioned the Witches of Dathomir.
That's right. He passingly mentions that the Witches of Dathomir ride the Rancors.
And for those that are watching that don't know what the Witches of Dathomir are, do you guys want to talk about who they are real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Young Phil?
Yep. So I thought you were gonna proceed
Go
there.
ahead.
The Witches of Dathomir essentially, what's the best way to put it?
They use the Force like magic.
Right. That's 100% right there.
Yeah.
They're also the surrogate parents of Darth Maul and Savage Opress.
Yeah.
But basically, I mean, they're from Dathomir. They are Zabrak. Essentially, they're like female Zabrak.
They're also attached to the Darksaber.
Mm-hmm. And the Witches of Dathomir, again, like essentially they use the Force as it would be magic.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that reshaped Darth Maul's legs from like these spider monster legs to that, and they also recovered his memory.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then they also were the ones that empowered Savage Opress with the Force so that he could become Darth Maul's apprentice.
Right. So they were big in the Clone Wars. So in the animated series, actually, did they show up in Rebels?
I don't think they were in Rebels because Rebels was primarily Darth Maul.
Just Clone Wars. But this is the first live action mentioning. Yeah, it's supposed to be one big universe, but like it's the first time somebody's mentioning.
Well, the Witches of Dathomir also show up in Son of Dathomir, which is the Darth Maul comic book.
Yeah,
and then you actually fight Witches of Dathomir in Fallen Jedi.
Yeah.
And if you've seen
Dathomir.
And if you've seen I'm blanking on her name right now. And I just had it. The Jedi or the Sith. That's one of them. She's one of them. Oh, I just blanked on her name.
Ventress.
Saj, yeah. Ventress.
She is a former Night Sister.
Yeah.
What's cool too is like this is our first for the live action introducing or talking about a non-Jedi, non-Sith Force wielder. There's a lot of it in the comics and in the animated series, but like this is the first live action like kind of creeping in, so kind of the masses, like talking to the masses. So it'll be interesting. I like it. What did you guys think of Black Chrysanthemum in this episode?
I like him.
He's a monster, man. He's a beast.
Wow.
Because he just comes in and tries to wreck shop, and then like it takes everybody to fight him, and he gets stabbed like 30 times, and still like nothing happens to him.
That's what I was gonna say. He handles like everybody.
Yeah,
everybody except when it gets to Fennec. She's like, all right, enough games.
Yeah, and then Fennec just whoops his ass. But I mean, like, that's because Fennec Shand is who she is. But
yeah,
exactly.
I do like that he is overpowered, but he's not completely overpowered. There are characters that can come and kick him and put him in his place.
Yeah,
I want to see a gladiator ring against the big pig guys. Yeah,
I want to see more of Black Chrysanthemum because really, you think about Chewie, and it's like big, lovable Chewie. He's funny, but he's a powerhouse, but he doesn't really get a chance to do anything with it.
Well, Wookiees are known for two things. Like they're known for being savagely vicious when they're in battle.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also known, and this is more so for people who read the comics and everything. But Wookiees are known for being used for slave labor. So like
Mhm.
a lot of times,
In Solo,
especially, they mention it in Solo, and you kind of like hear about it a little bit, but like it's more so, or do you act? You do see it in Solo. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, they use
On
Wookiee
Kessel.
as right as slave labor on Kessel. But it's also kind of like well known that the Empire used Wookiees as slaves for like various building projects and things like that as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of like these giant buildings and like just giant things that the Empire built were built by Wookiee slave labor.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of one of the stories in the books was Han and Chewie freeing the slaves, right? And that's like part of their journey is like they're freeing, like they basically go on a quest to free all the Wookiee slaves around the galaxy. So yeah, I mean they're known for that, and then they're known for when they're in battle, they're just vicious uh and just honorable warriors, right? And that's the thing is you get that vibe from Black Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum. Right? Like you get that vibe from him that he has that rich history as a warrior, and there's a level of like the word I'm looking for is wrong, but like a level of like him just obeying orders,
Right.
right? And you kind of see that, and then of course they talk about him being a gladiator and everything like that. So it kind of like ties into all of that as well, like just acknowledging his history as a gladiator.
Yeah. And I guess I had to like look this up as I was doing the research. But what are they called? The knuckle busters or dusters or something like that?
Yeah, knuckle dusters. Yeah,
I guess they're like permanently on his hands.
Right.
yeah.
Like I was like, that sounds kind of dark, but I was reading it and I guess he had him altered so he could fight better as a gladiator. But
Right.
check this out, the actor that plays him,
Mhm.
Carrie Lamar Jones. Also, this is why I think we're gonna get more of Black Chrysanthemum and maybe some
Mhm.
action scenes. He played a number of different predators
Oh, nice.
in the movies. So like I guess a
Predator.
river ghost predator,
Oh,
berserker predator, falconer predator. Like he's done a lot of stunts
Mhm.
as the
Mhm.
predator. Like, oh, we're gonna get some action.
yeah, and predators are like 7 foot tall beasts, so it's like,
Exactly. And he's like 6'7",
yeah, big boy.
so
Wow.
taller than the
I
Rock.
mean, you have to play a Wookiee, but have you guys noticed? And this is an Easter egg too, that it ties into the Bad Batch episode. I believe it was Aftermath, where they're helping the Wookiees, and then they find the baby Rancor. Which leads into my theory that this baby Rancor that they've got is the one that Bib Fortuna comes and gets at the end of the episode.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Look at you. I like that.
Yeah.
That's some good speculation. Dank Ferrick, that is good.
Yeah.
Dank Barrick.
Speaking of, we got Fennec saying it in this episode.
Oh, Bantha Poodoo. Okay, sorry.
I love when they say Dank Ferrick. So she said it when where they were going after the mayor.
Yeah.
Has she said it multiple times now? I'm
Yes.
thinking about it.
Mhm.
Said it once, and at least in every episode, except for this last one.
Cursing like a sailor. That's funny.
She kisses her mother with that mouth.
Right.
Sure, she does.
Okay, let's get to the end because this is the most controversial point.
Uh-oh.
So okay, Boba meets up with these the street gang. Instead of whipping him into shape, he takes him under his wing. They go on this speeder chase, essentially a car chase through Mos Espa. What did you guys think of the chase scene?
I loved it. I
Loved
know
it,
that
okay.
a lot of people are upset about the very pretty bikes and how it doesn't feel swarzy. But I always point people to the fact that they are from. I think they've been tied to Solo's planet. So and everything's pretty on that planet because it's just very everything is shiny and kind of has a different tone to it. And Espa and Mos Eisley are sort of those planets that people pass through, so it makes sense that those bikes would be on it, because someone brought them. Is what I kind of keep saying.
Talking about Corellia, right?
Corellia, yeah, they're
Okay.
Corellian bikes.
When I saw that car speeder, that reminded me of the one that Han Solo had in Solo.
Right.
Like that speeder whipping through the streets.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like. Oh, Phil, you tell me what you think of this chase scene.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, starting rumors. Aaron said the Predators are gonna show up in the Mandalorian.
We need the clicking.
I'm gonna be honest with this. It felt slow to me.
The
Really?
chase scene?
The chase scene felt very slow to me.
Okay.
It felt like the bikes weren't moving that fast. They felt very clunky,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, like it just I saw the purpose that it served, and I just felt like if they would have made that scene a little bit faster, it would have been more appealing to me. But it felt like a boring chase scene to me.
You know what I thought of it? I saw where they were going with it, but to me it felt like Back to the Future, like when
Mm-hmm.
you know they're chasing Marty like through the
Come here,
square.
McFly. Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And it's like
Hi, hello.
even the bikes were like very 50s, esque. So I'm just like, is this straight out of Back to the Future? What is happening here?
Yeah, we were just waiting for Power Rangers to show up because they all just were colors there.
It matches Rodriguez's feel of his directing very much.
Say hello to your mother for me.
I was trying to see how this played into things, like why it felt out of place to me, even though I understood where it was going, but it felt out of place, like almost forced.
Yeah.
But I love Book of Boba. I love where the show's going, but like that part, I was like, okay, I'm a little out of the moment, so to speak, on this one.
Right.
So I got thrown off. But you know what? Even down to the point where like, all right, let's do a chase scene all through the streets, and just conveniently there'll be two people like holding something and trying to cross the street, you
Right.
know, and one like the lead guy is gonna dodge it, but then somebody else is gonna run into it, and like, really? It's very cliche to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the Easter egg of it.
Right.
So the people that are carrying it was a painting that were crossing the street that the biker ran into.
Mm-hmm.
It's a painting of Jabba,
Mm-hmm.
right? But on top of that, it's not just any painting of Jabba. It's the Ralph McQuarrie like concept art that they used. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Only with Luke removed.
Without Luke, yeah, they removed Luke. But I mean, that's a nice little homage. That's very Filoni. Like, hey, put that in there. Like, let's give a nod to Ralph McQuarrie.
Right.
Other than that, I'm digging it.
Yeah. The other thing is, again, from what I expect out of Star Wars, I felt like it was too clean.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Everything was shiny and clean, and didn't feel like it lived enough in the Star Wars world. It felt more Trek, because Trek has a lot of like, shiny, pretty, look at this, idealist kind of stuff. Versus like they didn't look like there were these like, these machines that somebody's constantly working on that lives on a dusty ass planet.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Think of Luke's speeder in the first movie.
Right.
and how like dinged up and dirty that was.
And that was 40 years ago.
Right. But what I'm saying is, think of like how dinged up and dirty that was versus you look at the stuff they have in this and everything looks like clean, like it's never been, it's never touched dust ever
Yeah.
on a planet that's nothing but sand, that doesn't have streets.
The fact that we keep seeing so many ties into Corellia, where we're seeing the Pikes, who are attached to a certain group that we're even saying might show up. And we're seeing Corellian bikes, and we're seeing this and seeing that. I'm kind of wondering if they're hinting towards a certain character that we're going to see. I keep saying it, and my tacos are all on the table to see her eventually.
See Kira.
Mm-hmm.
I said it first, even though I read it first. I'm just saying. I said it first. Okay, I think that's all the Easter eggs that are like noteworthy that I wanted to cover. I do like how this is ramping up though. Like episode 1 to 2, I almost felt like they could have put 1 and 2 out at the same time.
Yeah,
like how a lot of shows are like, here's like the first 3 episodes, like Peacemaker. Here's the first 3 episodes because we know the first 1 and 2 are a little slow. You know what I mean? So
right.
like they could have put the first 2 out and then done 3, 4, 5. But I like how the show is like ramping up and you see things that are converging, just like what you're saying, Phoenix. Like we're getting some convergence here, but also from like past Star Wars stories that we've seen.
Right.
It's coming together. How many? If we're gonna rate this, rate episode 3.
Ooh.
Bye, Bridget.
Yeah.
Say hi to your mother for me.
See you in 5 minutes.
How your mother for me?
You guys go first.
I'll go. I'll give this 8 speeder bikes, 8 speeder Vespas. Out of 10 baby Rancors.
Okay. I will give this also 8 cybernetic droid enhanced children out of 10 disgusting space slugs.
I will give it 8 stormtrooper helmets on pikes out of 10 Sarlacc pits.
There we go.
It's a lot of Sarlacc pits. It's a lot of pits.
That is a lot of pits.
It's a lot of spikes and beaks
and teeth. Yeah.
Hey, young Phil.
Digesting over 1,000 years. Yeah. What's up? What's up, John?
You know we got merch?
We got merch, people. Let me tell you about our merch, right? I'm wearing the old shirt right now, but
old school.
Wearing the old school, but we got shirts, we got stickers, we have hats coming soon. Not yet. We don't have the hats yet, but they're coming. Where's my knife hand going? Right there. Hats going. We have all kinds of fun stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to learn y'all about the knife hand, all right? All you have to do,
this is as Nike as I get,
is DM us, right? When you DM us, you tell us what size shirt you want, you tell us what address you have, and I will send you stuff. Now, the shirts cost $25. If I have to ship it to you, $20 if you're local. And then stickers, just let me know you want stickers, and I will send you stickers for free. James?
Yeah, we do have stickers. And for free. All you got to do is DM us your address, right?
Exactly.
You can do whatever you want with the stickers. We don't ask. Just
do it.
We'll give you stickers.
Yeah.
But whatever you do, post about it and tag us.
Yeah. Just as long as they're not inappropriate.
If they're inappropriate, they go to our private message.
If it's inappropriate, then you have to DM our OnlyFans, which are nothing but bird feet.
I like it. So we got shirts you want to buy. You want free stuff? We got stickers. Giveaways. We got some giveaways coming up.
Giveaways are coming up now. Right now, what I need everybody on the Facebook side, I need you guys to like, subscribe, and share the stream and everything like that. We're trying to get to 700 followers. If we get to 700 followers, I've got a whole pretty little kit that I'm giving away here. It is the Ahsoka versus Darth Maul chamber. I'm giving that away once we hit 700 followers.
I like it.
Contribute to that. And if you contribute to that, and basically once we announce that we're going to be giving it away, just let me know, and I will enter you in, even if you're on stream or not. I'm going to announce a winner. I will DM you, and you get your information, and you win. But the way that we do this is we need to get 700 followers. So easiest way to get that is share our stream and get people to follow us.
Yep. And stay tuned. We're going to have more giveaways. Who likes Funkos?
Oh, yeah. We've got Funko Pop. We have Lego. I'm probably going to give away some of the stuff from that Star Wars mystery box that I opened on Monday.
There you go. And we have some new friends over at Pop Fiend. They do Funko Pop, like plastic protectors to keep your Funko Pops nice and clean and protected. We have some giveaways we're going to do of those. They sent us a nice little package of them, so we're going to divvy some up and give some away.
Nice.
Thanks to Pop Fiend. So make sure check out popfiendprotect.com.
.com.
They're pretty cool. I dig them.
There we go. Guys, what other shows do we do?
We got The Build.
The Build every Monday from 6 to 8. What we do is build Lego, and we interview people, and we have brackets, and we have a crap ton of fun. And you guys should be there hanging out with us every Monday, 6 to 8, building the Legos on stream. What do we do on Wednesdays, guys? What are we doing right now?
We do the download.
The download. All right, the download. What do? We discuss news and topics and gossip, all the hot goss, and all our fun stuff, right? It's the main podcast episode that we do right here. And then, of course, catch me on game streams randomly until I can figure out a schedule that I can actually do. But I play video games, right? Play video games, and usually Fridays or Sundays, if I stream, a lot of times Jackie will hop on, and we'll go over pod decks questions, and we have a whole bunch of fun just talking pod decks.
And they will eat hot dogs or tacos or sandwiches or whatever.
One of the fun things we do, guys, on those game streams is we will DoorDash something, but we let the chat decide what we're ordering from.
I like it.
So it's always fun, and we get to do some foodie stuff, we claim that we're foodies, and it's like, hey, why don't we do something related to food?
I can't wait to go look up a vegan taco restaurant here in Sacramento that DoorDashes and just ruin your gaming night.
Yeah, you definitely would ruin my night if that was the case. Jackie might actually order something, I wouldn't.
And no cheese on your taco.
Oh no. If I have to do something that is all veggie with no cheese, I'm just gonna starve.
Vegan cheese. It'll be vegan cheese.
Oh! I bet it smells like a foot. And no.
Speaking of our shows, who are we hanging out with next week on Monday?
Guys, oh my God! All right. You have to be here on Monday. We are interviewing a gentleman by the name of Odin Makes. I'm excited for this. The dude builds amazing, just
props,
but armor and just all kinds of different stuff. He's probably one of the more successful YouTubers when it comes to this kind of stuff, and I'm more than excited to have him on the show with us.
Not just that, but he's got a whole lot of cool friends that are also cosplay enthusiasts and professionals and foam smiths. So I am incredibly excited to talk to him.
Yeah. If
like
you
I
are a cosplayer, you need to be there.
Yeah. And send us questions. We will ask your questions to him. If you have a burning question, we'll make it happen.
Yeah. If there's something you've always wanted to ask a prop maker, now's your chance.
Yeah.
I hope he has some stuff like ready to show. So we should like whether he's working on something or maybe the latest thing or maybe some of the more famous things like his the Gundam stuff that he's done has been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or the like Thor's hammer and whatnot. I hope we get to see all that.
He's got Thor's hammer. He actually sells some of his props on Etsy, and we'll kind of push that more when we do the show. Yeah, he will actually let you take pictures if you ever meet up with him at a con, which I got to. I got to hold Loki's staff that he made. Yeah,
of course you did.
Yeah. I mean, he'll let you hold and take pictures of the stuff he makes, so it's so very cool.
Awesome.
Well, guys, you can find us on all of the social medias that are in existence: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace, GeoCities, some random website on the internet. LinkedIn. Yes. Distancenerding.com. If it exists, we're there.
Mm-hmm.
Even on all the future social medias that haven't even come out yet.
Feel free to write in letters about how you want young Phil to do
we're in the post office too.
Yeah.
We are at the post office. All you have to do is say, hey, I want to send this letter to Distance Nerding. It'll find its way to me.
Snail mail, yeah.
If we're doing that, guys, send me blasters, send me Art Deco cannons, send me anything that you want to send me, just stuff that I can put in my office,
When are we going to see those TikToks, Phil?
I've been meaning to record all those. That's it. You know what it is I'm half lazy to put the mask and put the whole suit on. The other thing is I've been actually practicing the songs that I'm going to be doing because I'm realizing I can sing them in certain pitches, but then when I go to the actual pitch of the song with Mickey Mouse, it doesn't sound right. So it's like, okay, how do I just do this a cappella or do I do this? Are there ones where I can actually put the music in the background so that way it sounds good? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to put out the best content I can.
I like it.
I want all of you guys to enjoy it, right? And what better way to enjoy Mickey Mouse than 80s music,
I think just don't think too much about it. That seems to be what TikTok's all about. Just react and do it.
I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to pull up the lyrics and just start singing on TikTok. Also, is there a category for this? Because you know how like there's the story time, right? So story time, and then you tell a story or stuff like that. Is there a singing one?
Yeah, there's a TikTok karaoke.
I gotta look those up. All right, that way I can format in the same way, but Mickey Mouse style.
Okay.
All right. Or sing along. I'm just a small town boy.
See?
Don't tease him.
Lonely world.
Don't tease him.
If you want more of that,
ain't going anywhere. Oh.
If you want more of that, buy us tacos.
Or if you don't want that, buy us tacos.
Yeah.
That's probably the more likely one is people just be like, I don't want that at all. I will buy you guys tacos to shut him up.
Never do that again. Here's a taco.
Yeah. Never ruin my favorite song again.
All right. I think we're good.
So sign us off, James. Let's do this.
Well, if you have something you want to discuss, let us know in the Facebook group. The Distance Nerdington post, trailers, memes, all that is there. Otherwise, Thanks and keep nerding together.
All right. Carnitas time.
Vegan tacos time.
No.
Brussels sprouts.
Oh, wait a minute. Ah!
Distance nerding.